Good evening again, everyone. Now, let's see a piece of news where Bolt's lawyer claims about SSL deposits are false and baseless. Usain Bolt's attorney, Linton P. Gordon, has issued a strong rebuttal on media reports suggesting that some of the Sprint Legends funds were never deposited into his account at Stocks and Securities Limited (SSL). Gordon dismissed the allegations are false, baseless, and entirely without credibility. In a statement shared by Bolt on his X, formerly Twitter, page on Friday, Gordon emphasized that all funds lodged at SSL by Bolt's company, Wellgen Limited, were transferred via bank transactions and acknowledged by the institution in writing. But this they want to say Bolt never lodged nothing there. He never reached there. Furthermore, Gordon noted that Ken Tomlinson, appointed by the Financial Services Commission (FSC) to manage SSL fund records confirming those lodgements and attested to them in the Supreme Court. Therefore, any suggestion that funds from Mr. Bolt's company, Wellgen Limited, did not reach SSL is inaccurate and without merit. The notion that Mr. Bolt was negligent is making these deposits entirely unfounded, Gordon asserted. To strengthen those points, the attorney pointed out that Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the government of Jamaica, hundreds of Jamaican citizens invested in SSL, an institution which Gordon claimed was approved and regulated by the government. To suggest that Mr. Bolt was careless or lacked proper financial management is to imply the same about every Jamaican who has invested in a government-approved financial institution, Gordon argued. Furthermore, said the FSC issued SSL an annual license to operate as a financial institution. Every citizen has the right to rely on the government entity that is responsible for accession and regulation such institution, the attorney stated. Gordon then took aim at those seeking to shift blame onto Bolt. Mighty God of Daniel. So then people are wicked plus tax. They rob the man and one can blame him no. So then God no judgment don't come upon them. Continue. There now appears to be an organized effort to shift blame onto the Honorable Usain Bolt for his loss when he is guilty of nothing more than investing in the country that he loves. Gordon characterized this as a textbook case of victim blaming and an attempt to absolve the government of its failure to protect the public and those defrauded by SSL. He added, even more concerning in the apparent attempt to silence victims and manipulate the narrative about who is truly responsible for this large-scale fraud, which has left hundreds of Jamaicans without their hard-earned money and no clear path to recovery. Mighty, oh God. Continue. Gordon also expressed concern about the government's handling of the investigation. He said it appears information or aspects of the investigation has been shared with a certain media house. We all know who that the media house there. I don't know what they want to shut it down. I can't wait for it shut down. While keeping victims like Bolt in the dark. Gordon further stated that The results of audits and investigations conducted by experts from the United States and the United Kingdom have not been shared with Bolt or his attorneys. The veteran lawyer concluded by announcing that the Sprint Legends legal team is reviewing statements made about his Bolt account at SSL and will advise their client on available legal action. On January 12, 2023, news broke that millions of dollars reportedly went missing from Bolt's account at SSL, which subsequently led to a multi-agency fraud probe that results in Jean and Panton, a former wealth advisor at the firm, being the sole person to be charged so far. 2 years after the fraud was uncovered, Bolt gave his first public interview. As me say, Bolt deserves to be a hero because he's strong. Just with that alone, he's a hero. Because me now work so hard and nobody now work so hard and lose so much money and wait so long. Trust me. 2 years after the fraud was uncovered, Bolt gave his first public interview on the matter on Monday. He said despite conversation with government officials, nothing has materialized with the case. He further expressed his disappointment that the investigation have been ongoing for the past 2 years without any sign of progress. Since Bolt's interview, there have been several developments, including a media report on Friday suggesting that Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, again, was ready to proceed in the Sprint Star case against Panton. Now listen to this. Paula Llewellyn, the DPP. Llewellyn, we are ready to try Bolt fraud case. So when she all of a sudden she ready to try now. Lord God Almighty. No. We need help. Jamaica ever a keep. No, sir. Jamaica ever a keep. Now listen to what the Gleaner says. On Thursday, Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, confirmed to the Gleaner that her team is ready to prosecute the case against former SSL client relations manager Jean and Panton. The only person charged in the matter were Bolt and several other SSL clients' accounts were defrauded of millions of dollars. So poor Panton, why she take on everything for herself? Why she not tell the truth? Why she come up the woman health that woman get this woman to handicap a pushing a wheelchair? Why she can't come out and speak the truth and let the everyone know say she is not she alone? Why is she? But what them PR so we shall give her freedom for this. I mean, no, the blind, the deaf, and the dumb can't say. I know she alone night. And the mature everything on her, and she decides to take it. She wicked to herself, so afraid or maybe my threaten her. Well, for me, don't have to go kill me because me not take no, me not mash up my character. Or maybe don't mash up already, but me not mash up it worse. She better come out and speak the truth. And anyway, the truth will come out, you know. It will come out someday. So them people here no bad things say they escape this judgment and then to blooming wicked and thief. Jean and Panton, you need to come to the front of the class and come out and tell the truth. Say no you want. Speak up, woman. You too wicked yourself. If you wicked to yourself, just imagine what you do me. Breaking news. Listen to this here. JLP Dalrymple Philbert fined $900K dollars as corruption case has ended. Now hear this. Former House Speaker and Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, Marissa Dalrymple Philbert, this morning pleaded guilty to breaches of the Integrity Commissions Act. Mrs. Dalrymple Philbert resigned as a House Speaker and a Member of Parliament September 2023 following a ruling by the Integrity Commission that she be charged for making false statements on her statutory declarations. Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert had omitted a Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle from her documents submitted to the Integrity Commission between 2015 and 2021. Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Philibert appeared before the St. Andrew Parish Court this morning, where she decided not to contest some of the charges brought against her by the Integrity Commission in 2023. This decision follows a parliamentary point raised by her attorney, King's Counsel Peter Champagne, which was considered by Parish Judge Mr. Leighton Morris in December 2024. The former House Speaker was slapped with a fine of nearly $1 million or 10 days in prison. Hey! Here begin the judgment. Yes, man. For them saga just begin. Yes, man. Same so. Two blooming TV. And so they don't get away and go back and chat big. Where they put her back in this in the politics and go back chat big. You goose go and cook on the teeth in which get exposed little by little, going down to the ground. Down.
Just over 2 years since news that Usain Bolt lost hundreds of millions of dollars at failed brokerage house Stocks and Securities Limited. The multiple sprint world record holder recently made public his dissatisfaction with the pace of the investigations, which has triggered a public debate.
Our concern mainly is that an effort is being made to blame Mr. Bolt personally for the loss of his funds at SSL.
Mr. Gordon was referring to comments like this from politician Venetia Phillips, who questioned on social media site X, "Did you get advice or directive from government directly or indirectly regarding making the investment you made and then lost? Was it all privately done? Have you sued the person who managed your affairs?" These questions, if answered, will give us here perspective. Mr. Bolt on Wednesday quoted her post stating, "Trying to victim shame me? Don't be a syndicate."
The stress is aggravated and heightened by persons entering into the blame game and the shaming of the victim. In other words, it's your fault. You put the money in the wrong place. You should have put it elsewhere. The allegation that the funds never got there suddenly have been elevated by one of the spinners.
Mr. Gordon notes Ken Tomlinson, who was appointed by the Financial Services Commission to take temporary management of SSL, found records confirming these lodgements and has attested to them in the Supreme Court.
But anyway, anywhere, and by anyhow you look at it, it is wrong to be cultivating in the minds of persons that monies went elsewhere and therefore SSL is not responsible for some or all of his funds and that he made a bad choice in investing in SSL.
No, Mr. Gordon and his team are considering separate legal action.
In this widespread attack on Mr. Bolt, certain persons might have crossed the border into defamation. And we are scrutinizing all the allegations being made, and we will take steps to protect his character and his reputation.
In the meantime, Mr. Gordon says the team is concerned about updates from the authorities.
We have not, for example, been invited to any formal meeting with anyone from any of the departments, including the FSC, to say this is what is happening and this is where we are going. We are out in the dark and we are just hoping that the investigations, including the reports from the foreign entities or persons who came in as experts, none of those have been shared with us, although it appears that people in the media are quoting from some of those reports.
Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn told the Gleaner on Thursday her office is now ready to prosecute the case against former SSL Client Relations Manager Jean-Ann Panton, the loan company official charged in the matter, where Bolt and other SSL clients' accounts were defrauded close to $5 billion Jamaican dollars. Ms. Llewellyn said Bolt's matter has been reflected as it relates to the 22-count allegations against Panton.